number 13 calf. Talk with your Beringer Ingelheim Vetmedica Inc. representative today. Learn more at bi-vetmedica.com/cattle.
Randall Wiseman, Southeast AgNet.
This is a test of the emergency alert system. This is only a test. If this had been an actual emergency, such as a hurricane or tornado, official messages would have followed the alert tones. WOCA serves the Marion County area. This concludes the test of the emergency alert system.
Real estate is the largest and most personal investment that any of us will ever make. Be sure to tune in Tuesdays at 10 a.m. when Bob Kennedy, owner of Berkshire Hathaway Home Team Realty, will be answering your questions and discussing real estate. So remember, that's Tuesdays at 10 a.m. Call 622-9622 with your questions. It pays to be an informed buyer or seller. This is news you can use from Berkshire Hathaway Home Team Realty and your friends here at WOCA.
Ocala's information station, 1370 WOCA.
Ocala.
All right, 5 minutes after 10 o'clock. Thank you for tuning in. Bob Kennedy is here from Berkshire Hathaway Home Team Realty. And if you have a question about buying, selling, renting, getting some investments, real estate, or just a home, this is a good time to call Bob. The phone number is 622-9622. And, of course, during the course of the show, we'll also give Bob's other phone number, is the rest of the week phone number. Just for 25 minutes each week he comes in and visits us. And it even seems quicker than that, actually. Good morning, Bob. How are you?
Wonderful. Good morning to you.
Good morning.
So you're a baseball fan?
I am.
I didn't realize that. And who's your team to go? Who's your go-to team?
Probably now the Braves.
Now the Braves.
Yeah.
Okay.
When I was a kid, it was the Yankees. When I was
really?
New Jersey, yeah. But yeah, like baseball.
Yeah, the Braves were real popular with my son and my nephews too. Back in 20 years ago, whatever it was.
Oh yeah, but they were on. Every game was on TV back then. You know, with the Turner stations.
I even
and
got
all
tickets
that.
to the Braves one time for the three boys. We were going to go to Atlanta, and they had a strike that year, whatever it was. Remember there was some kind of a strike?
Yeah, they had the baseball strike.
Yeah, so
No
disappointing.
games.
Yeah, that wasn't good. That wasn't good for anybody.
No.
Those guys have money for houses.
Those guys have money for houses. They certainly do.
They can buy
certainly do.
a
They can buy
house.
several.
It's not a house, though. It's a home, right?
Well, when they have that much money, they can call it whatever they want, I guess.
By the way, do you know how to make baseball pancakes?
No.
You take the batter, you pour it in the pitcher, and then you serve it on home plate. Something like that.
That is awesome. That is awesome.
Baseball pancakes.
Every kid playing t-ball should hear that.
That's right.
Tell their parents how to make them breakfast.
Where's the baseball? It's in the description.
Exactly.
This is a good time. Everybody's talking about spring cleaning and sprucing up. Do you have a lot of remodeling going on?
We do. I mean, this is a time of year where, you just, your previous guest talks about everything that you're doing outside.
Right.
At our house, we've been, the freezes are just about over, I guess, so everybody's getting into
Seems like it, yeah.
that. And, we do a lot of property management, so we have a lot of contractors that we work with on a regular basis. Not just for us, but they're all busy. So there's a lot of people doing things to, it's good. People are making. I think the economy's really improving, and you're seeing it in things like that.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know. You'd have to. I guess you really need to check the Home Depot and Lowe's stocks to see how a lot of that's going.
How long does it normally take if I was to buy a house? I mean, if I started today.
Well,
is it 6 months?
It depends on how long it takes you to find the house that you want.
Right.
So let's say you have a pretty good idea of what you want, what your price range is. So say within a couple of weeks for of consistent looking, maybe 3 weeks, You find the house that you want. Then once terms are reached on the contract, it'll take you anywhere from 30 to 45 days, depending upon the financing that you use. Conventional loan usually can close it in 30 days. If it's government loan like an FHA, it's usually a little bit longer. Probably, I usually tell people give it about 45 days.
Right. So is that same formula for selling a house? It'll take about the same amount of time?
No, that's how long it takes from once you sign the contract to the closing. Right now, the average sale time's probably still over 4 months, and that's a general number for the market. Depending on certain areas, if there's not a lot of houses available in a neighborhood, and something comes on the market and it's a neighborhood that people, has a good track record, that's probably going to go, a lot sooner.
When a person goes into a neighborhood and they have children, they usually check out the schools and things like that. Would it be appropriate before the parents buy the house just to knock on a couple of the neighbors' doors and introduce themselves and say that they are prospectively buying this home and how's the neighborhood?
Sure. I mean, you're going to make a big investment. You want to know. What I tell people is, hey, drive around the neighborhood. Drive around at different times of the day. See what the neighborhood looks like when people are leaving for work, coming home from work, on the weekends, all those things. You just want to feel comfortable about the area that you're in. Yeah, people do that all the time.
Just don't look like you're stalking anybody, right?
In today's world, that's probably a good idea. It's like, no, I'm not the.
Yeah,
Bob,
right.
if you put your headphones on, you have a phone call coming in. And can you hear me? Then you can hear them?
I
If you
can.
can hear me. Good morning. You're on the air with Bob Kennedy.
Yes, good morning, Mr. Kennedy.
Good morning.
See, I've got a property out of state that I'm going to be trying to sell this year, and I'm not in touch up there with realty companies and real estate people and everything else. How would I find a good realtor? Would there be some kind of like a referral situation from maybe a salesperson down here that would know somebody up there, or how would I approach that?
Yeah, I would. If you have an agent that you have a lot of faith in here, I would have them contact. Like in our office, what happens is somebody wants to, let's say somebody's moving to South Carolina. Well, we have Berkshire Hathaway agents up there, so we're going to we're going to refer them up there and make sure it's an agent that's compatible with, works in that neighborhood, works in that price range. So yeah, you should be able to get somebody pretty well qualified to sell your house on a referral basis.
Do most realty companies have referral, and are they more like nationwide rather than just local?
It depends on who you're talking to. In our case, it's national.
Okay.
If it's a local company, they probably have some different affiliations with companies, or they've done business with people over the years. So, it's just whatever you feel is the best fit. National companies really work hard to keep their referral business going back and forth. So, but everybody knows somebody somewhere, I guess.
Does a realtor down here that refers you to somebody out of state, do they get a cut of the commission on the sale?
Yes, they do.
Okay, fine.
They don't have to, but they usually do. I'm sorry?
They're kind of working in your behalf too, not just the person out of state, but locally.
Yeah, I would. The way I do it is, I make sure that I'll do a little interview with the agent in the other area to make sure it's the proper fit. Make sure they know, you don't want somebody that doesn't work that area, that they're just being handed a referral. You want to make sure that they're ready to go to work for you.
Okay, very good. Well, thank you very much.
Okay, good luck.
Thank you. So could you help, if somebody really you're my go-to person because I don't know anybody else.
Right.
So and obviously I've come to trust you. So let's say I was moving out of state or even to another county in the state. Would you be able to help me in those areas, or is your license limited to this area?
Well, we wouldn't do the selling outside of Florida, but perfect example, my daughter lives in Seattle. She wanted to buy a house. She was asking me a bunch of questions. I said, listen, let me find an agent out there that is good with first-time home buyers,
Right.
good with the area you're looking in, and referred them out there to her. And she had a wonderful experience with that person. The same thing when people are moving into Ocala. We get a tremendous amount of referrals from out-of-area people, whether it's from Ohio, New York, Michigan, California, you name it. They, their family members or their agents that are working for them, they'll say, hey, listen, this is what we have. Who do you have that can work with them? And we'll always match them up so that there's, you want to find the best fit.
But usually the license is one state per. I mean, you can only have one license at any time.
No, you can be licensed in other states.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Like we have a gentleman that is licensed in Michigan and Florida.
Oh, okay.
So he
okay.
can sell in both areas.
Okay.
Some states have reciprocal agreements and all that. But like a lot of people, if they've been in the real estate business in another state and they move to Florida, they want to keep they'll get a Florida license so
Right.
they can kind of sell in both areas when they're there.
Do you have to take classes every year to keep your license up?
Yes, you do. It's it depends whether you're a broker or an agent. It can be anywhere from 14 hours for over 2. Your license renews every 2 years.
Oh.
So it's either 14 hours or 45 hours, depending how long you've been around.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Did you see the story? I'm guessing you did, where the state was thinking about getting rid of the sales tax on rentals?
That's been kicked around a lot. They've been I think it's on a short-term rental. You're talking about residential?
I think so. I think I mean, yeah.
If it's less than 6 months, you have to pay sales tax on the rent. And they've been.
That's it. Just a 6-month thing.
Yeah, if you're in,
Oh,
if
okay.
you're, I mean, I don't think if you're in a long-term rental, you're paying sales tax,
And,
unless you're in commercial.
I think the way I understood it, it was unusual. Like most states don't do that. Charge sales tax on a rental.
Yeah, who knows?
Maybe because we're a tourist state, and a lot of people come here for 3 months, or if they're lucky.
Yeah.
Can you imagine a 3-month vacation?
A lot of people, they'll come down for 2 to 3 months. We get a lot of inquiries. Everybody wants to come down either January, February, March, April, May.
Yeah.
Kind of like that. So, all over Florida, people look for those short-term rentals.
Do you have job shadowing programs for the high school students if they want to branch out into real estate or property management?
We can do that. We haven't done it, but I mean, if we've offered some of the local high schools that if they have kids that are doing some kind of internship to look at us, but we've never done it yet.
Oh, okay.
We will take a little break, and we'll be right back. If you have a question for Bob Kennedy, go ahead and call 622-9622. We'll be right back.
The weather is brought to you by myfwc.com. Safe boating is no accident. It'll be partly sunny today, very warm and more humid. There may be a shower in spots along the coast this afternoon and evening. The high 81 at the coast, 87 inland. Partly cloudy overnight, though 64 to 68. For tomorrow, some sunshine with a shower or two, especially during the afternoon hours over the interior. The high 81 to 85. And for Thursday, clouds and some sun with a stray shower, high 80 to 84. From the Florida Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Joe Lundberg.
Hi, my name is Dr. Erica Olstein with A Better You Healthcare Acupuncture and Eastern Medicine. As primary care physicians, we use acupuncture to treat back pain, arthritis, migraines, allergies, high blood pressure, thyroid disorders, hormone imbalances, stress, and more using all natural medical therapies. We treat the source of your problems, not just your symptoms. For more information, go to abetteryouhealthcare.com or call today to set up your appointment. 352-615-5566.
Hi, I'm Leah Caruso with Strive Rehabilitation, inviting you to join me Thursday at 11 a.m. for Health Matters. Ocala Health and Strive have teamed up to bring you the latest information on good health services available to you right here at home. This vital information will help you make informed decisions about your health. So don't forget to join me here at 11 a.m. Thursday. It's news you can use from Ocala Health, Strive, and your friends here at WOCA.
Here's what you may have missed on the John Tesh Radio Show.
Do your inhale and exhale for a count of 5. Repeat that a few times, and you'll feel the stress relief immediately. If you've ever wondered if the woman in your life is a mind reader, well, she is. It's not because she has supernatural powers. It's because women are a lot more intuitive than men, much better than us. If you like raw fish, get an order of sashimi. You get a good dose of protein for 1/3 the calories of a specialty roll.
Intelligence for your life on the John Tesh Radio Show. Don't miss this stuff.
Good credits, bad credits. It's none of our business because we're not an auto dealer. We're not a bank. We're not your mother. We're OcalaForSale.com. Marion County's marketplace for cars, trucks, and SUVs. We've got thousands of sellers standing by to take your call. No middleman. But hurry, don't walk, don't run. Just sit down and log on to OcalaForSale.com. Prices and inventory change daily. Offer does not include dealer upcharge. Undercutting, rust proofing, factory surcharge, or delivery fee. See website for details.
One of the most common questions those nearing retirement are asking: will I outlive my money? Retirement questions like these and many more will be answered every Saturday morning at 9 a.m. on Planning for a Better and Safer Retirement with hosts Francois and Julian Pozenet. Francois and Julian will help you put your retirement puzzle together. Catch Planning for a Better and Safer Retirement Saturdays at 9 a.m. on Ocala's News Talk, The Source 96.3 FM and 1370 AM.
Little bit of a
all right, 19 minutes after 10 o'clock, Bob Kennedy is here. Your questions are invited and comments. It doesn't have to be a question. And if you're thinking about selling or buying a house, this is a great opportunity. The one thing I heard recently, and I wondered what it even means. What does it mean when somebody researches a title? What does that mean?
Well, every time a property is sold, there's got to be title work done to make sure that when, let's say you're buying a home, there's a title company that's going to provide a policy, and a title policy will say that there are no liens on the property, there's no open permits on the property.
To make sure there's no owed money.
Exactly.
Okay.
So somebody can't come knocking on your door 2 days after you move in the house or 6 months after you move in the house and say, you know, listen, we put $50,000 in cabinets in this house. We haven't been paid. I want my money. You know.
Oh wow.
So
yeah.
So it makes sure that nobody's put a mortgage on the property or nobody's got a pending lawsuit.
And who does that? Who does
the title companies do all that.
Oh, okay. So that's not you don't do that.
No, that's way too sophisticated for us realtors.
I don't know how you would even start. So Robin handed me that. It says you're going to bring up a quirky.
Yes, we have this has come up a couple times, and most agents have dealt with it from time to time. When people are getting ready to close on a house, some states have different laws, and it brings into what you call either a pre-occupancy or a post-occupancy situation. And people sometimes want to move into the house before they close on the house, occupy the house before the closing. Right. And then also, sometimes people want to close on the house before they move out of the house. And there's some states that allow that. Wow. Florida law is that when the day of closing is the day that once the closing happens, the new owner has the right to the property. So that house has to be vacated, or it should be
and they
vacated.
want to stay there.
Right. And there is something you can do, what's called a post-occupancy if you're the seller, but they're very tricky and they can lead to a lot of issues. So if anybody is looking at that situation, be very, very careful. Most agents will tell you under no circumstances get into a post-occupancy or a pre-occupancy. It's sometimes, there's times that it happens and there's reasons for it, but boy, they are very tricky. They're very difficult, and it has a chance to open up a lot of problems.
Oh gosh, I can see it already. But let's say I'm buying a house. Mm-hmm. I can't wait for that closing because I'm anxious to move into it. Right?
Yes.
These people that I'm buying it from, they're anxious to move out. They want to move to Connecticut. Right?
Yes.
They've got their house all set, and the house they're moving into burns down.
Right.
So now what do? I have to say, well, okay, no problem. how quick before you get your other house? Now I have to wait for them to get another house.
Yeah, that's an extreme.
Do I charge them rent in the meantime?
Well, if they've already moved into your house.
If they didn't move out of their old house is what I mean.
Well, if you still go ahead and close, you would do it on a rental basis more than likely. The normal scenario in that is they need a week to get their stuff out, or they need a few days to get their stuff out, and even then, believe me, it's very tricky. Just like a lot of times people say, "Well, I'm moving in from Kentucky and I don't want to pay for storage. Can I just keep my stuff in the garage? The house is empty. I'll just keep some stuff in there. I'll just keep it in the garage until we move in." But of course, you're getting into all kinds of insurance situations and everything else. So it happens, but you want to be. it's something you want to avoid if at all possible.
Did you ever visit a childhood home? Did you ever knock on the door and say, "Hey, I used to live here. Can I come and look?"
No.
There's a lady on my Facebook page who I was childhood friends with, and she and her friend went to her childhood home, knocked on the door, and said, "Hey, I used to live here. Can we walk through?" And they let them walk through.
Wow.
And she said her mother's the curtains that her mother made were still hanging on the windows.
That's interesting.
And that's something, and that was from the 60s and 70s till now. So
I hope they weren't smokers.
Good morning. You're on there with Bob Kennedy.
Hey, good morning.
Good morning.
Dick. Yeah, hi, Larry.
Good morning.
Hi, Robin. And your guest. Speaking of titles, I'd just like to point out to people, this is one of my pet topics. The state has a permanent lien on all the property. And it used to be, say, prior to about 100 years ago, that when you got a title deed to the property, it was what you would call an allodial title, where no one can tax you on your property without your permission. And this goes back to English common law. And, of course, the Florida Constitution says right on it, on the Florida Constitution, that the basis for the Florida Constitution is English common law. So, and as the courts have stated on several occasions, that the Americans had gained all the rights previously held by the king.
So what are we getting to?
Well, what we're getting to is when you get a title, you get a warranty deed that says, yeah, you're the occupant of the property, but we can tax you till the cows come home to pay for education that you don't want or need for kids and for whatever else the state says you got to pay property taxes for. So, and there's nowhere in the Constitution that says education is a right guaranteed by the Constitution. It's not.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, well, we had this tax thing come up the other day. There was a program that I guess the state runs. I'm not really sure. It's the PACE.
It's called PACE.
PACE, and it's like if you wanted to put improvements to your roof, improvements like solar cells and things like that, and you actually pay it back with a non-ad valorem tax or something like that. I can't remember what he said now, but it's the same thing that if you're paying for the pavement of your road outside,
a special assessment.
Yeah, maybe that's what it is.
That's what that's the.
But it lowers your the electric bill because you are making things more efficient in your house.
Yeah, that's different than a tax. That's kind of some kind of a tax credit, as opposed to something that's being done that would be assessed against the property.
Yeah, I don't think there's a place in the country though without property taxes, is there?
I'm not aware of any.
Oh. Would a houseboat be free of tax?
Could be.
Ooh,
Could be.
You're on a boat.
Just I don't know. That's an interesting question. Just like manufactured home is, you have it's titled like a car. You know, you have to get it registered and all that. But there's still taxes involved. But I don't know of anything that's taxes aren't involved.
But isn't technically a home in Marion County tax free if it's less than $50,000 of value?
No, because they set up the tax that's not based on the first 50, it's based on the second 50,000.
Oh, okay.
So everybody pays a little something.
Okay.
Yeah.
So if you have a $100,000 home, you're
get the
paying the
exemption.
same as a $50,000 home.
Yeah, if you get the exemptions. Yeah, homestead exemptions.
And when you buy the home and the property that's already in existence and you're not building, you can go down to the tax collector's office and see what the property taxes will be every year, so you're prepared.
Yes, they'll get. It's real. The county, I will say, is really good about answering questions for prospective homeowners, current homeowners. Utility companies do the same thing. Sometimes people say, "Well, what are the utility costs? What were the utility costs in the house?"
Right.
And if
right.
you contact that utility company, in most cases, most companies will let you know what the average had been for a period of time.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. It's
wow,
nice.
how flexible they are. It's
Probably
wonderful.
have another minute. Let's get your phone number and other information so we can get a hold of you.
It's 622-9700 is our office number. The website's bhhshometeamrealty.com. And I know you're going to ask me about a house that we have for sale.
Oh,
and
yes.
Yep,
I wanted to.
furiously trying to find it.
Oh, no.
Come on, Internet.
Got 30 seconds.
Okay. Well, we have in the Cimarron section of Four Ranch, we have a heart. You don't have a lot of 4 bedrooms out there. We have a 4-bedroom, 2-bath, 2-car garage, one owner, great home for $178. If you're familiar with Four Ranch, you know all the things that you have going out there. And we also have, if you're looking for some acreage, in Dunellen, for just under $300,000, we have over 8 acres, 4-bedroom, 3-bath, 2,700 square foot home that is totally remodeled. Acreage is kind of the thing that's been on the tail end of the recovery and starting to come back. But if you're buying land with acreage, you're really getting some really attractive buys today.
Wow.
So we could help you with that. We have home buying specialists in 55 plus communities in the villages. Whatever we can do to help you out, you let us know.
And thank you, Bob. Call us, by the way, if you need Bob's number repeated over the phone, or just go to the WOCA.com website. Bob's information is right on the guest list for every Tuesday. You'll see it. Robin keeps it there, or like I say, call us up. Thank you, Bob. Always fun.
Enjoyed it. Thank you so much.
All right, we'll be right back.
Flooding, airport snowed in. If you travel for work like I do, news like that can ruin your whole day. It did mine, until I discovered Citrix GoToMeeting online meeting software. With GoToMeeting, you can meet from anywhere using your computer, tablet, or smartphone. No expensive travel required. And with HD video, you simply turn on your webcam and it's just like